The year is almost over, and we're all excited to know what the new year 2022 will bring for all of us. That's what I talk about today. Hello everybody, I'm Tina Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel and a very warm namaste. Numerology is a metaphysical science, and the reason is that the universe as a whole is an orderly system, and numbers reflect that orderliness. Numbers can be seen in every aspect of our existence, and the whole universe functions in the orderliness or based on the orderliness of these numbers. Every number is supposed to have its own vibration and its own distinct energy pattern. Your birth date is not a coincidence. It was at that exact time, date of birth, that you chose to transform and come into this life, and you transformed from another energy form into the human energy form. Hence, our birth date is a very important date for us because they actually determine our life path and our destiny patterns. Numerology is based on the concept of prime numbers 1 through 9. Hence, there is a concept of a 9-year cycle. So numerology believes that our basic lives function in a repeating pattern of 9-year cycles. And so every year in that 9-year cycle has a different theme and a different vibration that we all follow. And the 9-year cycle, or each year within that 9-year cycle, is based on and can be calculated based on our birth date and birth month. So last year I had done a video predicting or making predictions for the year 2021 based on your birth date, and I got a lot of feedback, even starting in the beginning of the year, that it was very accurate. So this year, a lot of people have come back to me and said, "Can you do one for 2022?" And so here it is. I'm going to do predictions, or what you can expect your theme to be for the next year, 2022, based on just your birth date, which would be the date that you were born and the month that you were born. You will not take into account the year that you were born. I'm going to show you how to calculate your personal year of next year. So when you calculate what year you are in your 9-year cycle, it's called a personal year. So we're going to start referring to that as a personal year. So I'm going to show you how to calculate what your personal year will be next year, 2022, and then listen to the predictions that I make of what you can expect your theme to be, or what part of your 9-year cycle you're in, and what the theme will be for that 9-year cycle. Now, are these predictions accurate? Yes. At a basic theme, you do follow that 9-year cycle theme, and the year whatever year you're in that 9-year cycle. I'm going to give you the theme that you can expect for next year for yourselves based on your birth date. But don't forget that actual life events are always dependent on your personal birth chart and the dasha and the antardasha that you're going through. Although your basic life theme is determined by your personal year that you're going to have next year. So I'm going to show you how to calculate your personal year for next year, and then you can listen to the predictions based on what number your personal year comes out to be. Before I show you or teach you how to calculate your personal year for 2022, let's talk a little bit about the vibration of that 2022 will bring to all of us. Now, when we calculate the basic energy of 2022 or the vibration that it will bring, we need to add up all the digits that 2022 has. So it's got 2022. So it's got 2 plus 2 plus 2. So 0 has no value. So that adds up to 6, which is 2 times 3, right? So it adds up to 6. So we need to examine what energy 6 will bring us. Now, this is considered a universal number. So 6 will be considered a universal number that the whole earth or all of the universe will actually vibrate under. Now, each number is associated with a planet. Why is that? Because it's a metaphysical science, like I said, and in the Vedas, it's written or what is mentioned, I should say, is that each planet has a certain vibration, and that matches the vibration of a certain number. So 6 matches the vibration of Venus, and so Venus is also called Shukra in Hindi. Now, for the Hindi speaking audiences or viewers, you would know that Shukra actually means Shukriya, which means thank you. And also in some of the Middle Eastern languages, they also say Shukra or Shukriya for when you thank somebody. So Venus represents all things that we are thankful for, all things that we're grateful for. So it represents all the things that we like in our lives, things that we enjoy in our lives and that we are thankful for. Hence, it represents all the wonderful things in our life, like love, happiness, luxuries, good food, arts. It also represents the luxuries of life, like I said, and all the things that money can buy. So it definitely represents money and the things that money gives us. On the flip side, it represents some of the bad things of life as well, which money can buy and make us. So it represents not working hard, or it represents laziness or trying not to work hard, too much enjoyment, because Shukra represents enjoyment. So the negative side of Shukra is not working hard or too much enjoyment, indulgences, and leading a decadent life, so to speak. So, but in general, Shukra is considered as a universal number. It's considered a very good thing. We can't forget that it's made up of 2, which is 3 times 2. So 2, it's going to carry the energy of 2, and 2 is represented by the moon. What does the moon represent? The moon represents our mother, and above all, moon represents our emotional health, our sensitivity, our mind, and our emotion, like I said. The major impact that the moon represents is healing. So moon represents healing energy. So when you put the 2 together, when you say the moon represents healing, the moon also represents medicine. So a lot of doctors that practice medicine obviously have a very exalted moon in their charts, in their astrological charts. So the moon represents healing, and Shukra represents thankfulness. So when you put that together and you realize that for the last 2 years we've been suffering from this horrific pandemic, what do you think you come up with? You come up with a lot of healing energy and a lot of things that we'll be thankful for thank God it's over, and thank God we've come through this and we've healed through this pandemic. So the year 2022 is being predicted by not only astrology but also by numerology that it's going to give us a lot of healing energy. It's also going to make us very thankful that we're done with this pandemic and things may be returning to normal. Now, why do we think that 2022 will finally provide us the healing energy that the whole universe needs at this time? Not only because the moon represents medicine and healing, but more importantly, because Venus, or Shukra, represents even better healing energy than the moon. And why is that? Because per Vedic mythology, Shukra was the guru or the teacher of the demons. Even though he was the teacher of the demons, he was a very learned guru or god, or not a god but a teacher. He was very learned, and he also, because of his penance and practice and knowledge, he was the only person that actually had gained the knowledge of how to make a dead person alive again, which is called the Sanjeevani in Sanskrit. So Sanjeevani means making a dead person alive again, and Guru Shukracharya or Shukra was the only person that had that power in him, because he had learnt it through his knowledge and wisdom, and his meditation and prayer to the gods. He had actually acquired that power or the energy. And so Shukra represents healing from near fatal diseases. People that have exalted Shukra or exalted Venus in their charts, and wherever they're placed, no matter what disease they have related to that house, they recover from it. And when I talk about astrology, I'll talk about some of these charts that I've seen that people have recovered from near fatal things if exalted Venus is sitting next to that planet that represents the disease. So hence Venus or Shukra represents healing from the death, almost healing from a death-like situation, almost, which is what the universe is under. It's under like a death-like situation. And so when the moon and Venus, Shukra, come together, it represents healing from this near death-like situation that the whole universe is under. And hence we're predicting very good things for 2022. Now a lot of you might be thinking, well, the new variant has just come up. What am I talking about? But I'm talking about later in April. I have a video that I put out regarding the COVID pandemic, so if you want to listen to it, you can. I'm going to make another video later about the astrological significance of the year 2022. April is going to be such a significant month next year because there's going to be 7 planets that all the 4 major planets will make transitions or transits in April. So April is going to be the turning point for next year for all of us. We're going to have a lot of life-changing events for all of us. Of course, depends on our dashas and our birth charts, but April is going to be the turning point for all of us. So coming back to numerology, yes, the year 2022 promises to bring good things as far as the horrific pandemic is concerned. It promises to give us relief from it, and it promises to make us very thankful. All of us will be very thankful that it's over and life may return back to normal, as normal as we can expect it under the circumstances, but definitely an improvement from what we've been seeing in the last couple of in the last couple of years. So now I'm going to make some predictions after I show you how to calculate your personal year. Okay, let's see how to calculate your personal year. So all you have to do is to take your month and your date that you were born and add it to next year, which is 2022. You do not need to take into account the year of your birth. So supposing you were born in April, you would use 4, and if you were born on the 28th, you would do 2 plus 8 or 28, and then add it to the next year, which is 2022. So very simple. I have the next couple of panels that will show you sample dates, birth dates of how to calculate it. You can pause the video and kind of look at it and figure it out. Like I said, it's extremely simple. A child could do it. But I have used 2 sample birthdays. They're 2 of my viewers, they're subscribers, they're very sweet people. So a shout out to them. Arunaji, I've used your birth date, June 17th. Love you so much. Thank you for watching. And the other birth date I've used is Premnath Bhaisab. Thank you so much for watching. Love you too much too. And I've used your birth date, September 28th. Thank you for watching. You're awesome and love you. And of course, all my viewers, thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best for the new year. Best wishes, blessings to all of you. I hope next year is wonderful and full of happiness for all of you. So here you go. You can watch the sample videos. But before I do that, I'm reminding you, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. And this video is worth sharing with friends and family so everybody knows what they can expect next year. For personal year number 1. Number 1 represents the planet Sun, and the Sun is bold, courageous, daring, and in the limelight. Although this is a year where you will have all the confidence, you'll be very bold, you'll be very daring, and you need to use it to start something new. This is a year of new beginnings. You probably felt that last year a lot of things ended, or you were cleaning up and closing out old projects. This is the year when you may feel like you're starting new things. A lot of new opportunities may come your way, or a lot of new things may present themselves. It could be anything new. It could be new relationships, new jobs, new projects, and anything new. Make sure you take the decisions that are very critical with a lot of thought, and don't be quick to jump onto things. So make sure you make good plans going forward, because what you do and decisions that you make this year will impact the next few years. This is the start of your 9-year cycle. And so this is the year that you're going to lay sow the seed for the next 9 years. So think through things carefully. Focus on yourself and how you want to be. If there's something that you need to start about yourself, a new health regimen, a new focus on new things, if you want to learn new things, this is the time that you can plan for it, or even start it, or at least plant the seed that you want to grow later on, so to speak. Focus on yourself. It's a year of individuality. You may feel that you're working by yourself a lot. You may become a leader. The sun is also a leader. So you may feel like you're working a lot individually, and you may focus on yourself a lot. This is not the year of partnerships. So if you are looking to be partners with somebody, this may not be the year. It may be next year. But you may sow the seed for yourself this year, so you become partners next year. So you can start looking for people. If you're looking for love, you can start looking this year and figuring out who would be the perfect partner for you. So that's a good year for that. One of the important things that may happen is if you're looking for something from the government, like if you're looking for loans, or you need to work with the government on something, or you're waiting for something from the government, this is the year that you will get it, and you can try to work with it. So you may get it because the sun represents the government as well, and leaders as well. So if you were looking for a leadership position, this is the year you might get it if you try working hard at it, meaning put yourself out there, put the spotlight on you. The sun represents the spotlight. So put the spotlight on yourself, make yourself look good, as not just in how you dress up, but how you present yourself. This is the year for that. And so good luck. Personal year number 2. The 2 is represented by moon, as I mentioned earlier in my video. The moon is all about emotions, sensitivity, your mother, how you're feeling mentally. It's an emotional year for you. You may go through a lot of different emotions. They could be good, bad, or however you're feeling. This is all about sensitivity. So this is a year that it's all about your feelings this year. You're going to have your feelings hurt, you're going to be feeling happy, and it's going to be a very quickly changing, eventful year for you. Or your emotions may go up and down a lot because the moon is the fastest moving planet. So your emotions will be up and down. You'll be happy, then sad, happy, sad, and all kinds of emotions will go through the year. You will not stay, your emotions will not stay the same throughout the year. You'll be constantly changing and going through a lot of changes this year from a mental perspective. It is also the year of partnerships. So 2 represents partnerships. This is not the year that you'll be working alone. You need to work as a team. You need to cooperate with everybody. So cooperation is going to be key for you. You can't expect to be a leader this year because that's not going to work for you. This is the year you're going to have to work as a part of a team and work in collaboration with people. If you're married, you're going to have to work in a very cooperative manner with your spouse. If you're at work, you don't expect to take the leadership approach and boss people around. It's not going to work for you. You need to get down and work, like I said, as part of a team and work very collaborative with people. This is also the year you're going to see the results of last year's efforts. So last year was a 1 year where you would have sowed the seeds for something that you're going to see. And this is the year you're going to see the impact of decisions and other things that you would have decided or done, or your actions from last year. You'll see the results of them this year. So make sure that you keep your emotions in check. Don't get too upset. Don't get too emotional or sensitive about it. Understand that this is a 2-year, and just make sure you keep your emotions in balance. This is the critical year where you need to keep your emotions in balance because you're moving towards a 3-year, which is growth. So how you balance your emotions is going to be critical for next year as well. So you're having a personal year number 3. Now, 3 resonates with the planet Jupiter, and Jupiter is considered one of the most benefic planets in the universe. Why is it benefic? Because it represents all the good things of our life. It represents the blessings from the universe. It also represents growth and abundance. It represents our children. It represents like I said, blessings of the universe and the divinity. So if you follow a certain faith, or you have belief in any religious whatever, make sure you stay true to that, and that's going to be the ticket to good luck this year. Now, it also represents, like I said, growth and abundance. So in your social circle or your children, so if you were thinking of having children, this might be the year you have them, and it expands your social circle as well. So growth and abundance could be in any field. It could be your social circle, it could be your family, it could be your career, or it could be your income. So definitely that's what Jupiter represents. So but what it asks you to do is to stay pure, and that's when it gives it to you. So you can't do it by bad means. Remember, Jupiter is a pure planet. So as long as your intention is good, your feelings are pure, and you're doing the good of doing, or the welfare of others, doing service to others. Jupiter likes it when you do service for others and you help others. So Jupiter is a very helpful planet. So as long as you're being helpful, you're being pure-hearted, and you're trying to help others, Jupiter blesses you with the abundance. So how do you get the blessings of Jupiter? Exactly by staying pure and helping others. So that's your ticket, and that's your luck factor. As long as you stay doing that, Jupiter will give you the blessings of abundance, growth, in however it's supposed to, per your birth chart, of course. And so if you were having, last year was a 2-year, which was emotional, maybe you were, up and down, your emotions were up and down, maybe you were seeing some issues, but this year, all of a sudden, you may see that they get resolved. And with the blessings of Jupiter, as long as I said, you stay pure and your intentions are clean. This is also a year of self-expression, creativity. So if you were going to work on creative projects, or if you were going to do something related to the arts and creativity, what a wonderful year to start that. Also, Jupiter signifies education. So if you wanted to start something new, learn a new skill, this is the year you might end up doing it. Fortune is definitely in your favor. It's a lucky year. A lot of people wait for the 3-year, for the personal year number 3. So enjoy it, take full advantage of it, keep your life clean, keep your heart pure, and enjoy the abundance that Jupiter has in the 3-year. And you're having a personal year number 4. Now 4 is signified by the demon planet Rahu. So sometimes there's a little challenge in the number 4 year. And why is that? Because Rahu represents focus and obsessions, and also sometimes represents the decisions a person takes to self-destruct, meaning they become their own worst enemy, because they may take decisions that may not work out for them. So you have to be very, very careful. The only guidance I can give you is to make sure that you focus on a goal and you don't scatter your energy everywhere. So make sure you decide the goal that you want. Once your goal is decided, Rahu will make you go after it and pursue it really well. Make sure that is a good goal for you and the goal works for you. So it's a goal-oriented year for you. Make sure you focus on it and you go after it with purity, because sometimes Rahu gives you the tendency to go after it by all means, hook or crook, and that's not what you want to do. So sometimes the decisions taken in a 4-year are not the best for yourself, and you'll find that later in the years 5 or 6 where you decide, oh, why did I even make that decision? So Rahu, or a 4-year, tends to give you decision making that's questionable, or your own worst enemy. Like I said, Rahu tends to self-destruct. So make sure the decisions you take this year are good for you. You think through them very carefully and not through an obsessive or an OCD manner. Sometimes Rahu also gives you OCD tendencies in the 4-year. So you may get so obsessed about something that you just kind of go after it without thinking. So make sure you're going after your goals and you're thinking through them. You also, sometimes Rahu tends to give you limitations and roadblocks. So make sure you work through those roadblocks by using your intelligence, because Rahu is a very intelligent planet. So make sure you use your intelligence to focus on your goals and go about it the right way. Otherwise, the 4 can actually give you a lot of good things as well. So Rahu tends to give you a lot of things in a lot of good ways. It depends on how you go about achieving them. So make sure you use the energy of the 4 personal year in a very good way, and you may actually achieve all the goals that you want to achieve. The key is in making those goals, making sure they're pure and going about achieving them in a very pure manner. One of the things that Rahu tends to also give you is extreme laziness. So make sure you stay away from being lazy and work hard to achieve those goals. Don't try to cut shortcuts. Rahu is the king of shortcuts, so don't try to make shortcuts to achieve those goals. Make sure you work hard, diligently, focus on your goals, and Rahu does tend to achieve its goals. And you're having personal year number 5. Welcome to life in the fast lane, because 5 is represented by Mercury. Now, Mercury is the ever-changing planet that can't keep still even for 1 second. And you may find that your life next year won't be still even for a second. Don't get used to it, because it will change in a minute. So things change rapidly. Events all of a sudden come out of nowhere. Life changes on a dime. You might get used to something and next minute you have an unexpected event or a turn. It could be all good, some bad, but it depends on how you take it. But it will not be a boring year. This I guarantee you. Things will just turn out from nowhere when you didn't even expect it. That's the quality Mercury has. Mercury also rules your communication. So make sure your communication all year stays very good. In one of my prior years, when I had a prior year number 5, I burnt my relationships with everybody because my communication, I just had no control over it. So I'm warning you this year that watch your communication very, very carefully. So Mercury tends to give you this communication where you just talk without thinking. So make sure you control that. And otherwise, life is going to unexpectedly turn every minute. Every time you turn around, it will have a surprise waiting for you. Now, they could all be good surprises as well. So don't be shocked or don't get worried about it, because they could be surprising events. You don't have a job, next minute you might have a job. You have a job, next minute you might lose it. Or you might not have a relationship and the next minute you have one. So it could be anything. Depends on, of course, your birth chart and your dasha antardasha that you're going through. 1 minute you could have a great relationship and the next minute you could have a fight and it's over. So Mercury, the personal year number 5, ruled by Mercury, is the ever-changing, the least boring year that you're going to have in the 9-year cycle. You have to manage it very carefully, because it's going to keep throwing you for a loop every second. It's definitely going to ask you to get away from old routines. Again, a very, very changeable year. Try to manage through these changes, and don't be too surprised when things change very quickly. Personal year number 6. 6 is ruled by Venus, as I mentioned, and the people that are having a personal year number 6 have just come out from having a personal year number 5. So they've been through all these fast-moving changes. Where they started out at the beginning of the year is not where they've ended up at the end of the year. They're gone through all these changes and completely in a different world now. So now is the time in the year of the 6 where they have to manage their relationships. 6 and Venus is all about managing relationships and also responsibilities. So this year of the 6 kind of brings everything down to a calm after having a very chaotic personal year number 5. It's all about your responsibilities that you're being handed in the personal year number 5. By the end of personal year number 5, you need to manage your relationships and your responsibilities. And a lot of people in the personal year number 6 will come to you for help, emotional help. And I'm not saying financial help all the time, but a lot of emotional help. You will be asked to be the shoulder that people need for support. So people will come to you and ask that your relationships basically will be tested this year. How much support are you willing to give these people? How much love are you willing to give these people? Your relationships will be tested this year. Are you going to come through these relationships, or are you going to fail these relationships? You're going to be everybody's counselor this year. So be prepared for that. Strengthen up yourself and heal yourself. So 6 also has a lot of healing energy. And so you need to heal yourself emotionally as well. You've come through a very chaotic personal year number 5. So this is a very healing year for you as well. So make sure you stay strong, emotionally strong yourself. You heal yourself. Stay strong for others and for yourselves. So the energy of personal year number 6 talks about love and relationships and the internal emotional healing. You're having the personal year number 7. 7 is represented by South Node Ketu. Now, you just came out from a personal year number 6, where all your relationships, probably you had a lot to do with relationships, people in your life coming to you for help or shoulder support or things like that. And now this is the year, the 7 year is the year you almost want to be by yourself. This is the year of isolation, the year that you want to believe or want to follow spirituality. You're done with people. And that's what Ketu represents. Ketu represents isolation, privacy, and the feeling of wanting to be more spiritual than material. And this is the year where you feel everything material, it's not worth it. I just want to be by myself and be more spiritual and introspect within myself of what I really want to do, what really makes me happy. So this is all about you. This year is all about you, but not at a material level about you. It's about your spiritual innermost feelings. This is about you at an internal peaceful level, at a happy level. And this is what you start to examine this year and go, what about me? What about my own happiness? What makes me really happy? And you might want to spend some time alone this year, thinking about yourself, introspecting within yourself to figure out what is it that you really want in life, because you're coming close to the end of the 9-year cycle, and so you're trying to clear out all this clutter from all the past 6 years, and you're trying to refine your thoughts and come up with, what do I really want to do? What makes me happy? And trying to get rid of everything that doesn't make sense in your life. Trying to get rid of the material things in your life. You may not be very interested in the material things in life this year, because even though you may get them, I'm not saying that you won't get them. You may get them, but that's not what's going to make you happy. Maybe something else will give you more happiness than the material things in a personal year number 7. So take the time, introspect, and try to find out what makes you really happy, internally happy, and just find your peace within yourselves. You're having the personal year number 8. 8 is ruled by Saturn. So a lot of people, when I said that, probably got scared and go, I don't want anything to do with that planet. Because Saturn represents some obstacles and challenges. But at a greater level, when we move past that mundane representation of Saturn, Saturn really represents responsibility and our karma. So this is the year you get the results of your karma of all the past 7 years. What have you been doing? And if you've done good karma, actually this may be a very good year for you. You may reap the rewards of all the good karma that you've actually done. If you've been bad, you may reap the rewards of that as well. But one thing is for certain, in an 8 year, you're going to work really, really hard. Because that's what Saturn represents. Hard work, very hard work. But Saturn also says, if you work hard, I will give you good rewards for it. If you work discipline, if you keep discipline, I will give you the rewards of that. So hard work and discipline is going to be the key of this year. Now, will there be some obstacles and disturbances? Probably, because that's what Saturn does represent. But as long as you bear your responsibility with good faith and say, I can overcome this, Saturn all of a sudden takes away that disturbance and the obstacle. So Saturn tests you. So Saturn just throws a roadblock in front of you and sees if you can handle it with a smile or with a good attitude. And the minute you have a good attitude and say, it's okay, I can handle it, Saturn immediately removes the roadblock. Now, if you start crying about it and, whining and moaning about it and doing nothing about it, it'll throw another roadblock in front of you. So Saturn's the taskmaster, if you have to understand it. So a lot of people come to me when I do consultations and they say, I'm having a bad time because it's a Saturn, I'm having a Saturn dasha. And I'm like, just handle your responsibilities with a smile, all the obstacles will go away. The miracle remedy of Saturn I just gave out. So if that's what Saturn is giving you in this year, handle it with a good attitude, they'll all disappear. And actually Saturn is the best giver of good results and the good benefits. So you may actually see really good results as long as you handle it with a good attitude. Hard work and discipline, that's going to be key this year. Make sure you do that and you see the rewards of it. We come to the end of our 9-year cycle with the personal year number 9. What could that possibly be? You're ruled by Mars. So 9 is ruled by Mars, and what does that signify? It signifies action. What is the action for? It's to close out everything from the last 8 years. This is the year of endings and cleaning out and making sure that you're getting ready for your next year, not the following year's start of the 9-year phase. So you're going through a phase of trying to figure out what you don't need in your life. What can you get rid of? What can you clean out? Emotions, people, clothes, closets, projects, jobs, everything. Well, whatever you don't want will come to an end. It's up to you to clean it. So life won't clean it. You'll want to clean it yourself. Life will tell you, your mind will start working on closing out and finalization of things. Some will be automatically done and the others will be done by you, because your mind's going to start working on, I need to close out stuff. This is what I don't need. You may just end up cleaning out your closets even and say, I don't need this. I don't need these clothes. Or you might actually clean out your emotional life and you cut out people of your life. Jobs that don't work out anymore. And then you go into a personal year number 1 after that to look for a new job. Things that just don't work out. You're going to be very energetic in a year, in personal year number 9, because it's ruled by Mars, and Mars is very high energy. So you start getting rid of the old, you get all this energy, you start taking action in doing all these things. So it's going to be a full of action year, it's full of energy year, but this energy is to get rid of all the dead wood in your life, all the bad things that don't work out in your life. And so that's what you're going to do in a personal year number 9. So take good care of it, make sure you take the right decisions and enjoy it. And after that, you'll have a beautiful new year, that new cycle that comes up. So make sure you good use of this energy, the Mars energy. Nothing new happens in a personal year number 9. So make sure you use this fiery energy, good energy to good use. Cut out all the stuff that's not working out in your life and prepare for the next 9-year cycle. And with this, I come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and good luck for the new year.